Hey guys, what's up? Ender here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're talking about the fact that DICE actually finally said something about some of the most persistent issues that you guys have been experiencing. I'm talking about the AI matchmaking bug, the hit reg, the out of bounds on redacted, black screen, invisible guns, and people for that matter. But it's kind of a good news mixed with bad news, and it's also sort of a delay, but not a delay, and I'll explain what I mean, and DICE in their own words actually explains it as well. So let's jump right into things. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. 70% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you watch my content regularly, just check if you're subbed. Only takes one click. And while you're at it, be sure notifications are turned on because I'm going to probably try to stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time here very, very soon. I've been troubleshooting things behind the scene. It is kind of finicky to get set up, but yeah, turn on notifications to know when I go live. Now, the first thing they mentioned in this update, which is actually on the EA forums, strangely enough, this time it isn't sort of post on Battlefield community or patch notes. This is a post by Total FPS, and he says, "Hello, as we work towards the release of 6.2 game update in early December, we wanted to check in with a list of current hot topics that are the top priority for our team to resolve, and the first one they list is, of course, the dreaded and notorious at this point, black screen during end of round bug. Strangely, and I'll knock on wood here, I have never experienced this bug. Not a single time. And this has plagued the game for quite a long time, and I've actually had people that I wanted to play with just refuse to play with me because they don't want to deal with restarting their game after they get this bug. Now, it's not going to be resolved quickly, okay? This bug has already persisted for quite a long time, and it's not going to be fixed until early December, which probably means maybe, I don't know, first week or maybe second week in December. Then, on top of that, they're probably going to go on vacation after this update 6.2, which means that we're not going to see much happen with Battlefield 2042 in the next coming months, really at all. The next thing on the list is the hit registration issues, and they give a very strange explanation for why they think these hit registration issues are coming up more often again, but it's no secret that Battlefield 2042 has seen just crazy bad hit registration issues since release. It still happens, well, every single time you play the game. Even if you don't notice it, you're still no-regging 3, 4, maybe 5 bullets sometimes in gunfights, and you can tell by turning on the hit reg graph. If you don't know how to turn that on, I'll link in a settings video that I made not too long ago, and I believe it's in the network section. What DICE actually says here is they say that we have seen your comments about hits sometimes not registering. While a rare occurrence on most maps, this was particularly felt on some areas of redacted during heightened moments of conflict where defensive gadgets are being stacked. So clearly it has something to do with the amount of stuff in one area at one time. I guess the server or the game just can't handle that amount of stuff sometimes. I mean, to be fair, Redacted has a ton of stuff going on in close quarters with 5 separate Irish APSs being placed down with Irish walls and tugs and Blasco radar jammers. But I find it strange they focus on Redacted particularly because it's certainly not a rare occurrence on most maps. It happens every single game more often than I think a lot of people realize. So moving on from that, the next thing they mention is the out-of-bounds combat on Redacted. They're referring to the ability to get outside of the map on Redacted, and this happens a ton. I mean, there are just a ton of places where apparently people have found ways to, I guess, stick spawn beacons through the map and then spawn either in the walls or actually under the map, and you can actually get killed through the map by the people doing this. And with it being a 24/7 playlist, the longer they leave this unfixed, the more people are going to figure out how to do this, and the more people are going to abuse it. I had someone come into my Twitch stream today and say that on one of the European servers he played on, people were doing this a ton, and actually at one point he said that half the team was outside of the map, just shooting the enemy team from under the map. So they definitely need to get tabs on this faster than early December. And before I get into the last two things we're going to talk about, let's just read why I said in the beginning of this video, this is sort of a delay. Quote, "Our work towards resolving these listed hot topics in Update 6.2 means we are skipping the smaller quality of life update that would have normally taken place around this time, but we'll be back at the start of December with a full overview of all of these changes via our patch notes." So allow me to summarize what they said. Yeah, we could fix some of this sooner, but we're actually not, so we're going to update everything in December. That's what they just told you. So if that isn't a classic DICE-ism, I don't really know what is. Now, moving on to one of the most persistent issues, at least in my experience while playing the game, matchmaking with AI soldiers. The way it is right now, as far as I can tell, is whenever you matchmake into a game and someone leaves that game on either team, it doesn't matchmake a new player in to replace the player that left. Instead, it just keeps accumulating AI into the server, and at certain points in some of my matches, I'll hit tab, and half of the enemy team is AI, because 15 people left, but 15 new players weren't being brought into the server. And I'm sure I don't need to say this, but it completely ruins the game, because that just makes the enemy team have 15 less players than my team does, and they just get spawn trapped. So what did DICE have to say about this? Well, they said, as we've previously indicated on Battlefield.com, we are aware that sometimes players are matchmaking into matches where AI soldiers take up too many slots. While AI soldiers will always be there to ensure the matches remain full, no matter the player count, we will continue to improve this experience over time. That's a really vague statement on this. I don't even think they really understand what is actually happening with the AI soldiers, because the way they described it in the first sentence isn't the way that I experience it or I notice what happens. They said that people matchmake into matches where AI soldiers take up too many slots. That's not what happens in my experience. In my experience, when people leave, AI joins and then new people can't join. Comment down below if you have a similar experience to what I just said. And the last issue they mention in this video is, of course, invisible hardware. If you enjoyed the video so far, be sure to hit the like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel. Apparently, DICE states that no penguins haven't stolen your hardware. We're aware that some of you occasionally experience invisible hardware models such as weapons. So this is a very minor bug fix. People are reporting rare instances of player models disappearing, which I actually saw today. I would consider that to be more of an issue than weapons disappearing. So in general, this is a very, very small bug fix. It doesn't really affect much going on in Battlefield 2042. But the general gist of things is that this update is going to come out sometime in early December. They could have fixed some of the things earlier, but they decided to lump everything into one update. And the things they're fixing are very important, but it makes me wonder how many people are going to stick around until early December to wait around for these fixes, because some of these problems are really persistent and they are actively irritating. The AI problem, hit registration, and a black screen bug are the #1 things. So while it's nice that they're actually prioritizing the correct things, I do wish they would have pushed that sort of mid-season update alongside Update 6.2 just to sort of get on top of it a bit faster. But what can we expect? This is EA DICE, so, what are you going to do? Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Join the Discord, follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all the other things. All links are in the description. I'll see you guys later.